Alright YouTube, what is going on? It's your boy King Red Diamonds and I am back again for another Nioh 2 video. I know it's been a while guys, but thank you for being so patient with me, and I'm here to show you my personal build for Depths of the Underworld. This is the build I will be running myself. If you like it, please feel free to make it. This build took me a very long time to do, about 30 hours to put together, but the grind was worth it. I am running the dual swords. Dual swords is a very good weapon. They come with very good skills, and I feel like this would be the best build for me to use in the depths. I do have the claws, of course, as you guys know. Claws and fists are my favorite weapons, but this is a dual sword main build. So if I do want to switch to the claws, I can at any time, but dual swords is the main build that I'm going for. As you can see, all my gear, all my weapons, both my weapons are level 200, 120 plus 120, so they're maxed out completely. Ranged weapons are not maxed out completely, but they're pretty damn good. They're not really going to be used a lot anyway, so you don't have to worry about those. Only stats on the ranged weapons that I really care about mainly are damage bonus, familiarity. Okay, you want to make sure you roll damage bonus, familiarity on every single ranged weapon that you have, depending on which one you have set as your main at the time. If you don't know, damage bonus familiarity is always active, no matter if you're using the weapon or not, especially for ranged weapons. If it's in your first slot or it's equipped at the time, damage bonus familiarity will be active. So make sure you roll that on both ranged weapons to get more damage out of your melee weapons. As you can see, I'm running the Grace of Susanoo and Magatsui's Grace. Magatsui's Grace, if you don't know, is the corruption based grace. You might ask why I'm not running Purity. Purity is very good in the depths. Purity and corruption are probably the best two elements that you want to run. But in my testing and everything that I've done up until this point, I've learned that corruption would be better. Both corruption and purity do increase key damage to enemies. The difference between the two is corruption, you gain back the key that you pretty much gain the key that you take from the enemy. So whatever, you basically take key from the enemy. So when you're attacking the enemy, you're draining their key, lowering their key, you get back the key that you take from them. So I feel like corruption is much better, especially for attack heavy builds. Now purity just pretty much takes it takes away their status buffs. That's pretty much it. But I'm using corruption because I feel like corruption deals more damage. As you can see, I have remodeled my swords to scale with courage instead of skill. The reason why is because I have ultimate courage, so I want to take advantage of ultimate courage while also scaling my weapon to max out with courage. My gear, the only piece of gear that is not heavy gear is my helmet, which is my Trident Vajra helmet. That's it. Every other piece of gear is heavy gear because that puts me, as you can see, in 351 toughness. Now you might ask why my toughness is purple. It's because of ultimate stamina. On this scroll I have ultimate courage, ultimate stamina, and ultimate heart. It's by far the perfect scroll for this build in my opinion. Ultimate stamina allows me to boost my toughness up to AA toughness, meaning that's why my toughness is purple instead of blue. AA toughness helps me tank even more than it would if it was blue. But yeah, all my gear is pretty much randomized, just heavy pieces of gear from everywhere. I've rolled attack, melee damage, and melee key damage on every piece of my gear, so that's going to help me deal a lot more damage than it would if I didn't have this. This is my most min-maxed out build by far to this day. That's why I'm taking it into the depths. Of course, Yasakani for the set bonus requirements reduced -1. I have really good star effect rolls on this. I have melee damage versus corrupted, so that's very good since it's a corrupted build. Life recovery on the writ absorption for life regen. Melee key damage versus 0 key enemy. So everything is pretty much good. Same with this Magatama. This Magatama came with really good rolls. Melee damage versus corrupted, sentience, and then auto life recovery on the writ absorption. Really good. And then another life recovery on the writ absorption rolled on it. I also have life recovery on the writ absorption rolled on my chest piece. So pretty much I'm going to be getting a lot of health regen back. If I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. I tried to record this video earlier and it took about an hour. And I know no one wants to sit through an hour-long video. But if you do want to, shoot, let me know. I'm fine with that too. But I just want to make sure that you guys get the information you need and you can get it out and going. I know everybody doesn't have time to sit down for an hour to watch a video, so That's why I'm going through it a little fast. But if you do have questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section anywhere, anytime you want, and I'll be sure to get back to you. But yeah, all my gear is level 200 plus 120, as you can see. It's all heavy gear. They put me in that 351 toughness for AA toughness and ultimate stamina. But that is the build pretty much. Susanoo 6-piece versatility, 7-piece Magasui for the corruption and stuff like that. But all in all, this build is very, very powerful. I think that I really did a good job with this build. It took a long time, but it's going to do work. As for my magic and ninjutsu and stuff, of course I'm running the same stuff as always. It's the most versatile in my opinion. Steel for defense, rejuvenation for life regen, barrier for key recovery speed and instant yokai pull, purifications, extraction for life regen, arch yokai to give me more anima so I can throw all yokai abilities, lightning familiar just to put lightning on the enemy, that way I can hit him with confusion and slow him down as well, because lightning slows down enemies. And this is my regular ninja speed running stuff and everything. I am running Clay Bell of Beckoning. Clay Bell of Beckoning is really good. It summons a Scampus to help you attack the enemy. It comes in handy a lot, so don't sleep on these for sure. As for my Guardian Spirit, Baku, of course, Baku is the Corruption Guardian Spirit. It's the best Guardian Spirit to run if you are running a Corruption-based build. So by all means, use this Guardian Spirit when running Corruption-based build. Of course, Nightmare Bringer, because of the melee versus corrupted, anima charge and awakened weapon, and sentience. I got a very good roll in this Nightmare Bringer. I farmed him a lot to get this, so if you want to get this, just go ahead and farm Nightmare Bringer as much as you can. Gozuki, just because of the key damage, Ippon for the key damage, and as you can see on both my Ippon and Gozuki, I have melee versus corrupted, which is very, very good, and then some extra bonus stats for corrupted. So like, I get anima back whenever I corrupt an enemy, and I get Emrita whenever I corrupt an enemy. So either way, they're really good. I lucked up on both these rolls, so all in all, this build synergizes very well. As for my skills, as for my stats, I'll go into skills after. Skip my stats. Constitution's at 150 for a nice amount of health. Heart, of course, 200, because that's what my weapon scales with. If I didn't show that before, my weapon is dual remodeled, so I'm scaling it with both heart and courage. You see it says A- in both heart and courage, so it's dual remodeled, meaning that my weapon will deal out more damage depending on where my heart and courage is at. So heart and courage, of course, 200, because that's what my weapon scales with. 150 stamina to take advantage of ultimate stamina. As you can see, it says AA toughness. I have over 11,000 defense and I'm in AA toughness. So basically, this is a pretty tanky build. You don't usually see tanky builds with swords and stuff like that. You usually see those with like axe and odachi and stuff like that. But this is a very tanky build. Strength is at 22 just because I put the rest of my stats into that. Skill 10. Soft cap, dex, and magic are 30 for the capacity's sake. And as you can see, I finally hit level 750. I am maxed out completely. I cannot put any more stats or points into these. They now show up with a new stat or new stats called focus levels. So if I go over here and I show you, these are my focus levels. You use Emrita to upgrade your focus levels, and you can put them into anything. I just put them into this stuff because I feel like this will help me better. But like I said again, I'm sorry if I'm going through this really quickly. I just don't want the video to be an hour long, because explaining all this will take just about that long. But that's it for my stats and stuff. If I go over here, if I show you this, remember I told you I have attack rolled on all my gear, so I'm over 208% attack. That's really, really good. Melee damage is almost at 29%. It's really good as well. Keep going down. My melee versus corrupted is at 73.2%. That is ridiculous. That's wonderful. Because if you don't know, whenever you use a corrupted weapon, they gain sentience. Whenever your sentience gauge fills up, your weapon will glow purple, meaning that you'll deal, I think, an increased 50% extra damage, which is ridiculous. Plus, so not only will my weapon, when it's awakened, have 50% extra damage, if my enemy is corrupted, I'll be doing an additional 73.2% damage to that person, meaning that enemy. So that means that I'll be dealing out a lot of damage. As you can see, I have reduced defense on grapple 100%. That is because of the clan that I am running. I am running the Meta clan. Okay, Maiden Clan is the clan that I run. I'll show you it just so you know what it looks like, but that is the clan that I run. That's what allows me to do those like 50k to 60k grapples whenever I'm fighting an enemy. Melee key damage at 25% pretty much, so that's not bad at all either. Corruption accumulation is a bit low, but the reason why it's low is because whenever you use a corrupted weapon and you gain sentience, you get corruption up on an enemy much faster than you would if it would be like a regular element. That's why it's so low, so don't worry about that. Everything else is pretty much stuff that just comes innately with your gear and everything. My sentience is at 189. It's not the best, but it does pretty well for the build that I'm using right now. I'll show you my clan real fast, that way we can not spend too much time. Okay, so right here, Maiden Clan. This is the clan that I run. As you can see, it has the reduced defense on grapple 55%, but since I'm maxed out in the clan, I get 100%. That allows you to do those humongous damage grapples. That pretty much helps me with a lot of my fights and stuff. The grapples are the mainstay of my damage. So whenever you drain an enemy's ki and you hit them with a nice grapple, it'll do a good amount of damage. Don't need to go over anything else. I don't really. All in all, this build to me is like ridiculous. Oh, my skills, that's what I want to do for you guys. In terms of skills, okay, you can use grapple. Grapple's really good. Obviously, it's just a regular, the regular grapple that you get at the beginning of the game. I like to use Dragon Claw. The reason I can use Dragon Claw is because whenever I'm fighting a human enemy, I do like to throw out yokai abilities a lot because they save you. Human enemies are more difficult than yokai enemies. Yokai enemies are a huge target. They pretty much are a lot slower than a human enemy would be. So yokai, you don't have to worry about having having grapple on, because yokais get different grapple than human enemies does. Dragon Claw allows me to gain anima. Dragon Claw allows me to gain anima back whenever I'm attacking that enemy. So if I grapple them, I'll get anima back after the grapple, and it'll be perfect for continuing on with my combos. I'm running both mystic arts because of the mystic dyad right there, dual sword. Whenever you make a weapon or choose a weapon, you want to try and get that. You want to try and get mystic dyad of that weapon on your weapon, because it allows you to run both mystic arts of that weapon. So I'm running both mystic arts on the sword, on the dual swords. Firm Resolve basically allows me to continually attack and reduce the amount of damage that I take when I'm attacking. Okay, that means that whenever I get hit, if I have Firm Resolve active, if I get hit, it'll pretty much tickle and it won't hurt at all. And then Momentum helps to reduce the amount of ki I use when I'm attacking. So if you take into account the skills of both of these, this reduces the damage when I'm attacking. Mind you, I have over 11,000 defense and I'm in AA toughness. So not only am I already a tanky build, I'm going to take less damage if I continue to attack. And then I'm also running Ultimate Courage. Ultimate Courage allows me to use less ki when I'm attacking. Momentum gives me the same boost, and they stack with each other. They don't override each other, they stack. So that means that if I'm using less ki with Ultimate Courage and then I have Momentum activate, I'll be using even less ki. Meaning that, say I throw out a water sword that drains a lot of ki, I'll be able to keep that water sword going for so long, I might be able to kill an enemy literally just with that water sword alone. And speaking of, I usually run water sword whenever I'm fighting a yokai enemy. I do not run water sword when I'm fighting a human enemy. For that, I run Windstorm. So Windstorm is for human enemies, water sword is for yokai enemies. I like Cherry Blossom better than Spinning Dragon because Cherry Blossom has good tracking and it's quicker to me. Like it's much safer to use rather than using Spinning Dragon, which leaves you vulnerable after that first spin. So once you hit this first spin right here and you're in the air, you're vulnerable for that split second. And then not only that, if you try to use it against a human enemy, they might dodge out of the way. And once you slam the ground, there's the recovery time is like a second or two. that's too long for when you're fighting a human enemy. So I leave Cherry Blossom on because it's much safer to use in my opinion. Sign of the Cross, of course, in each stance, because Sign of the Cross is one of my main damage dealers. I use God of Wind to break the key, to break the guard and the key on enemies. Pretty much is the key drainer of my my move set. Anything in mid stance usually is the drain key, in my opinion. So that's why I use God of Wind. Moon Shadow helps me break the guard on enemies really well. It's really good. I like Moon Shadow a lot. Dual Dragon is good to break the horns on yokai and also to get behind an enemy. Double-headed Slice, I use that to get corruption up on an enemy as quickly as possible. As you can see, I put Arcana of Power on there, which is the corruption element that helps me imbue my weapon with. I get that on my enemy. 2 of these will get my enemy with corruption on them, no problem. But as for that, everything else is pretty much personal preference. You can run whatever skills you feel more comfortable with. These are the skills I feel more comfortable with. So that's what I do. Just make sure you do what you're more comfortable with. It does not matter. There's no good or bad skills. There's no better skills. There's not one skill that's like just so much better than the next. It's all personal preference. Like I said, for example, when I was talking about Cherry Blossom and Spinning Dragon is a very good skill. If you know how to use it, by far, it can be very useful. Me personally, I like Cherry Blossom better. That's just my opinion. I don't think Cherry Blossom is better than Spinning Dragon. I think every skill in the game is really good. They wouldn't put the skills in the game if they weren't really good. I just use Cherry Blossom better. That's all. But that's my skills. Again, like I said, I'm going too fast for you. I'm sorry. I just don't want the video to be an hour long. So like I said, if you have questions, by all means, leave them in the comment section for me, and I will for sure get back to you. But that is the build. Everything it took me a long time to put this together, so I hope you guys really enjoy it. Like I said, this is going to be my build for Depths of the Underworld. Most of in all my videos, every build that I put together, they are not to basically let you know like, yeah, I can take this build as it is now into Depths. No, every build that I make is a template or a reference. They are there to basically give people an idea of what you can run. Okay, it's an idea. So I put out those build videos to let people know that this is something that you can do and you can put together and you can work on to take you into the depths. No, none of those builds as they were at the time can go into the depths. Of course not. They weren't even close to being maxed out. Some of that stuff was under level 100. Some of that stuff wasn't even level 200. So like, I mean, it was under plus 100, and it wasn't level 200. So of course they can't take you into the depths, and you won't last long at all. They are there as references. They're there to let you know this is what you can do. You can put this build together, and you can work to get it maxed out and ready for the depths. They're not ready now. But this build, this is what I mean when I'm saying that you can get a build that I make maxed out. Everything is maxed out. Level 200 plus 120 on the weapons. Level 200 plus 120 on the gear. Every single slot on my special effects is maxed out. I have attack rolled on every single piece. Everything is maxed out to the point where this is the type of build you want to take into the depths. Okay, so yes, this build right here can go into the depths, and I will show you that it can go into the depths. But other builds that I have made on my pages, those are not for the depths at the time that I posted them. They are for the depths when you put the work in to grind them out and get them maxed out. Okay, so take that into account. This build right here that I'm showing you today, this build will be my Depths of the Underworld build. All right, so before I get into gameplay, I ask that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for getting me to where I am now. I think I'm over 240 subs. The channel's growing so fast, and I thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support and all the feedback you guys have given me. Please continue to do so. Thank you again, and we're gonna hop straight into some gameplay. All right, so we're back in an event, and just a disclaimer, this build is pretty much made for depths. So I'm going to destroy this stage. But for consistency's sake, I do this stage in every single one of my build videos. So I feel like it's become like a main staple of my page. So I have to do this video. I have to do this stage just because I let people know that this is the best place to test out any build. So don't worry. Like, don't think like, oh, he's just doing this. No, I can destroy this build with any build that I make, no matter what. This is just the place I come to test out all my builds. So don't worry. After this, we'll go into the depths for sure, and I'll show you that how I can do and stuff. But let's hop right into it. Barely taking any damage too. Right. He's done. So yeah, like I said, I'll destroy this level, but as you can see, the amount of damage I was doing is ridiculous. Dreaming of Nioh is a joke at this point for this build and for me in general. Like, I can run through Dreaming of Nioh no problem. Like, it's not even fair anymore. But now I'm gonna take him into the depths and show you guys how he does. Alright guys, so I'm in the depths of the Underworld now. It's not regular Underworld, this is the depths. I think it's floor 11. But I'm here. I speed ran through the level, that way I could save time on the videos and stuff like that. So this is me taking on the depths of the Underworld. I know people requested this, know like if my builds can do that. Since I told you this is my build, I will be taking through the depths. I will show you how it does. But let's get into it. And it would be Tate Iboshi. Come on. I hate this. I hate this yo guy. Because she's ridiculous. Look at that. See that grapple? That's how much those grapples do. Here we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Look how much damage he just did. This is depths too. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you. This build goes crazy in the depths. It goes crazy in the depths. It goes crazy. It goes crazy. That's the depths. This is the depths right here. 2 bosses right there. And I'm not even out of my magic and stuff. Yeah, I still can go one more round. One more. But nah, like this is literally it. Like this is my build. This is how it does. This is how much damage it can do. I just overwhelmed him. Like that's the difference between bosses. Like, and Tate Eboshi, she is possibly one of the toughest yokai bosses in the game. Between her and Nightmare Bringer, she is ridiculous. And this is what this build does. Yeah. But this is a shorter video technically in terms of fights, but this is what I can do in the depths. This is how it goes. Honestly, I can give you a bonus round just to see how the next stage will be. So I'll run through that stage real fast and I'll be back again. Alright, so this is this next stage in depths. We're going to see how we do here, and then I'll probably end the video there. This is literally, like I said, to show you that I can take this into the depths and it'll take me further. So let's do it. Who's next? Oh wow. Ah, I shouldn't have done. Let's go. That's what I like right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. And I got a scroll. Man. So, like I said, this build, yeah, it can take you into the depths. For sure. I can definitely run through the depths with this build. No problem. It'll be fine. As long as I'm aggressive and I keep up my attacks on the enemy, we'll do just fine. But I thank you guys again for stopping by. I appreciate you with all the support and everything. It's King Red Diamonds, and I'm out.